Dracula's only one of the names he's gone by. The Babylonians worshipped him as Dagon, and now they call him Drake.
So, Renfield just released in theaters, and I thought it was pretty cool. Honestly, when I first found out about a movie with Nicolas Cage as Dracula, where his assistant is trying to escape his grasp, I was pretty suspicious. But then, the more I saw trailers for it in theaters, the more I wanted to see it. The best part of this movie is by far the dynamic between Renfield and Dracula. Every scene with either of them in it is super enjoyable and just really exciting to watch. It also shouldn't be super surprising to say that both Nicholas Hoult and Nicolas Cage are both doing really good jobs as these characters. Nicholas Hoult has always been a very fun person to watch for me. He always seems to pick roles that he's super passionate about, and it really comes out in his performances. He's like one of the best parts of the Fox X-Men movies, and he was also definitely the best part of the menu. And in this movie, he really does bring a lot of subtlety to his performance. Honestly, I could just make this whole video about how good Nicholas Hoult is as an actor, because that was the main reason I saw this movie, and it's also, unsurprisingly, the main reason I like it. He steals the show in all of his scenes, even the ones with Dracula, and it's kind of a bummer that everyone besides those two are giving pretty generic performances. I know it's kind of a tired trend to make fun of Awkwafina, but I'm sorry, she's just not doing a great job here.
Hi, my name is Awkwafina, and I am in the movie Shang-Chi.
She's not bad, but she just has a really flat delivery when it comes to her more serious lines. But in general, this movie really benefits its other characters when going for a more comedic tone. Some people might not be the best at acting when it comes to dramatic and serious lines, but everyone here is pretty good with their comedic material. Honestly, I kind of wish that all the emotional elements of the story were just contained to Renfield's character, because that is when it's the most interesting. But then another thing that kind of frustrated me about this movie was the action. Because when they do it right, it's really entertaining, but there are certain parts with some really odd visuals. The camera in this movie is pretty expressive, especially when it comes to the action, but it has some really strange editing choices that kind of bring it down for me a little bit. Also, and because this was in the trailers, I don't think it's a spoiler to say that the VFX in this movie is kind of wonky. The blood looks super fake and cartoony at times, which really started to bug me. I don't know, I just wish the movie about Dracula had better blood in it. But then, on the other hand, some of the practical effects in this movie are pretty good, so I'm kind of conflicted. I also did want to mention that the pacing in this movie is like almost perfect. There are some scenes that kind of drag down the more interesting parts of the movie, but those are pretty few and far between, and they rarely take up much of the runtime. But in the end, it's pretty hard to have a bad time watching this movie. The comedy works most of the time, the story is pretty compelling, and if not for some strange narrative choices that serve to distract from the best parts of the movie, I think that this was about the best that they could do here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give Hotel Transylvania 5, Tyler's Bullshit, a 6 out of 10.